Today we are talking about one of my favorite things, lip and cheeks. This is our blush and lip formulation, and we're going to talk about two different things here with Seint Beauty. The first is the newly revamped discounted blush collection. We're gonna swatch them, we're gonna try them. You'll be able to see if this collection is for you or if any of these shades on their own are. And then I wanted to take the time to at least swatch what I consider some of the beautiful shades now that we're heading into spring and summer that you may want to add to your collection. So if you think this video would be a fun one, be sure to hang out with me today. As always, I appreciate you being here. I would love it if you found value, if you could give this video a heads up, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell on your subscriptions so you never miss a thing. Let's dig in. So Seint has had like a core staple blush collection. Kind of one of those where you can pick up something in every tone, every shade, every finish, as long as I have been around the brand, which is like 5 or 6 years now. And just recently, they updated it with their most popular shades over the last 6 months. I will put in the description box below the price point of the discount. It is different in the US as it is in Canada, as it is in the UK, but you'll be able to find all of that below as to what the savings is. And it's around like $40 US or something right along there, which is a great deal. And this is the sort of collection where if you have something like this, you have something for every day, every outfit, every season. And I wanted to make sure that you knew that it was updated with our most popular shades. So we're gonna start out by reviewing them, swatching them, and then I'm gonna show them to you on the skin. So right here, and this is why we're gonna swatch them and show them, because this guy right here, total fan favorite, scares the bejesus out of everybody. That is Black Cherry. So this is Nude, Black Cherry, Desert Sunset, Hollywood, Sangria, La Cienega, which you can see I've hit pan on. This is not my first one. Tropicana and Rosewood. So let's go ahead and start by swatching and showing Nude. This is Nude. I went ahead and I put it on the lips already with Bespoke lip liner from Merit. So you're gonna see that Nude is nude-ish mauve. I like to describe it. It's like our most mauve-y nude shade that we have. Bespoke lip liner, just because I don't have any definition in my lips. Now, I love these. I picked this up at the Sephora sale, and I have been really enjoying the finish on this. It is more of a contouring lip pencil. So it's not one that dries down. It's not gonna be a 12-hour wear. It's more for like blurring the lines around the lips and just contouring them, helping them diffuse. But I like that for myself, typically more with a gloss than I do with a lipstick because I get more wear out of a lipstick. But I just like a little diffusion of the lip line, and I thought that these would pair really nicely together. And this is gonna be it's considered a satin finish, so it's gonna look more matte, but it is still very creamy. It's hydrating on the lips. I would say a general rule of thumb is that our lip and cheeks are not long wearing on the lips. This is not gonna be like your 12-hour dry down lip product, but I think for a dual purpose product, I've used a lot of different ones on the market. It pretty much performs the same way than any other dual purpose lip and cheek. Let's go ahead and get some of this onto the brush. I do not have any bronzer or contour on the face today because I wanted you to just be able to see the true tone of the blush color. So this is Nude. Our second one in the collection is Black Cherry. I have Black Cherry on my lips with Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury, the lip liner. You guys, this is a glossier formulation, so it's going to be a little bit more sheer. And I know some of that scares everybody, but it's so good and so mature skin friendly. These types of shades really perform well on women with mature skin because they add life back to the face. And if you like more of a gloss finish on your lips, which is always my preference in life in general, is it more gloss on the lips over matte, then you're gonna really enjoy something like Black Cherry. And you'll see it is really pigmented, which is why I typically rub the brush onto the back of my wrist or the top of my hand. When you're working the product into the bristles of the brush, it diffuses it and it allows you more so to build up the blush as you go versus like risking putting too much on and then having to work to blend it out. So with a color like this, I definitely recommend you tap the brush on the back of the hand, it works itself into the bristles, and then you can get this diffused, pretty flush of color. And you'll see this side we have our nude, which is going to be a little bit more matte, a little bit less saturated in color. On this side, we have a little bit more sheer, but it is a pretty deep saturation of that berry color, and it has a really nice gloss to it. So this is Black Cherry. I do love lip and cheek videos so much. They're some of my favorite to do because they're my favorite products. However, taking off my makeup and redoing it every other cheek, I already know I'm gonna look like a big cherry tomato when I'm done. Number 3, this is Desert Sunset. This is not my first pan of Desert Sunset. It is a beautiful peach. It is in the gloss family, so it's going to be a little bit more sheer in its application, a little less pigmented. Typically the sheer lip glosses, or I should say the gloss finishes, are a little bit less pigmented, but we do have one outlier. But with Desert Sunset, oh, I just totally missed my lip. This one, I'm like, you don't even need a lip liner. I could pick out one from my vast collection, but I do love Desert Sunset as like, throw it in my purse. I don't even need a mirror to put it on. And this one is a gorgeous summer shade. You'll see it has like a really nice, subtle, almost golden glow, that glassy effect that's like really, really popular right now. And it looks nice and coral. Like, it's not a too light peach. It's very much a summer wearable punch of color coral shade on the cheeks. And I'm building this up so you can see it at different levels. And remember, blush is the first thing to go. So go a little bit more heavy-handed and let it diffuse out after about 5 minutes and see if you want to add. Or if you're like, oh, I want to take away, grab your foundation brush, whichever one you used for your main highlight, and just kind of tap along the edge if you got it too high, or you just want to diffuse it a little bit with what's left over from your main highlight shade. But you guys, this is Desert Sunset. So as we're applying these, be sure to let me know in the comments. Are you loving the collection? Are there certain shades in the collection? When we get into the spring swatches, you have to let me know what is like your current love when it comes to color of blush. Moving on to number 4 is Hollywood. Do you guys see it has that gold fleck, like it shifts colors? This is a dupe, a cream dupe for the NARS Orgasm. That is what I would most compare it to. Of all the other blushes, it performs the same way. It is this one right here. If you like pink and peach, this is your pink and peach meet each other with that little bit of luminosity of gold. I love this on the cheeks, but for me on the lips, it's gonna wash me out based on me having a little bit of color right now. So what I think I'm gonna do is pair it with the Maybelline Lifter Liner. Love this product. You can get it on Amazon. Everything from today will be linked in the description box below. But I think when you consider, like, what does your lip tone need if you apply a lipstick that's too dark or something that's too light, or if you want to just kind of manipulate the color, you can do that with lip liner. A lot of times people will tell you the lip liner is more important than the lipstick, dare I say. Okay, let's get this applied. So Hollywood is a satin finish. It's not a gloss formulation. It is more of, some people call them mattes, but I would say satin is probably a really good explanation for it. Because when I think matte, I think like no real luminosity. They give a little bit of like more of a skin-like finish, if you will, than a matte dry down finish. So I think this satin formulation is probably the correct way to describe it. This is the Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Out of Line. I have been grabbing for this, and they have one other shade that I love all the time. These are creamy. These are more long lasting. Something I would pair more with something like this that's representative of a lipstick. See how nice that looks? When you just darken that lip line a little bit, you can wear these lighter shades, especially if you like a monochromatic look. That's one of like the simplicities of this, is that if you like everything to just kind of pull together seamlessly, If something is too light, add a lip liner or just a cooler or richer gloss over top, and then you can easily pair this on the cheeks and you're good to go. So there again, we have Hollywood with the Maybelline Lip Liner swatch, and there it is on the cheeks and on the lips. This again is the dupe for the NARS Orgasm. I'm not confident if you told me that I had to put together a collection of my favorite 8 blushes that I could even narrow it down to 8. When I was going through to pick out like, okay, what do I love for spring? Oh my goodness. This started as like 35. This was really hard to do, but I can promise you, this guy would be a part of it. This is La Cienega. Can you see? First of all, this is a gloss, so it's going to be sheer. It has a nice pigmentation of that pink, but it also has that golden finish to it where it's just gonna reflect the light and almost give you like a little bit of a golden bronzy sort of like feel on the skin. Now this is one of our glossier ones, which means it is gonna be a little bit tackier than per se like a matte one. But I think when you sheer it out, it provides the most beautiful pink with a touch of gold. Anything that reflects makes the lips look bigger. And you're going to get just a punch of color. Like this could be your lip and cheek and illuminator in one. This is a perfect no makeup sort of blush. And this one, Desert Sunset and Tropicana, make beautiful topper shades. So if there's something that you like that's really matte, but you want to add a little bit more luminosity or you want just extra staying power, these are great for on top of blushes or for changing the colors. So let's say you put on nude and you're like, that is a beautiful mauve, but I think I just need a little more pink from it. You add this and it will make your blush last longer because you're layering, but you will also now get more depth. You'll have the richness of that nudie mauve shade and a little punch of color and extra luminosity with something like this. So this is La Cienega. This is Tropicana. This is my favorite formulation. This is our semi-gloss formulation. So it's not as glossy as the gloss formulation, which means it just lasts a little bit longer. I love the gloss formulation on the lips. I like it for a no makeup day on the cheeks and as a topper. Alone, sometimes you can't see it until you really build it up. And when you build it up to the level where you can see it, then I feel like it feels too glossy on the face. This one falls somewhere right in the middle. I'm not, as previously stated, I am not a matte lip girly without topping it. I like a matte lip for the color payoff that you get and the longevity that you get, but I do feel like most of the time they age me. Like they make my lip wrinkles look worse. They make everything feel flat. This formulation falls right in the middle for me. This is Tropicana. It is beautiful. I think I'm gonna pair it with another one of my favorite lip contours, which is the Rhode Lip Shape. This is the shade Twist. And you'll see, this is another one of the, like you have to like this concept where it's more of a contour. And I really like that. With glosses, lip oils, this semi-gloss formulation. You see how it just defines it a little bit, but it's almost like you don't even know that it's there. That's why they call it like a lip contour, a lip shaper versus a lip liner. It's similar to what our contours do. I just like the creamy formulation of this a little bit better, but it doesn't give you the same shadow. Like you could still create more shadow and more volume with our lips, with our contours. I just like the formulation of this one as well as the Merit one for that concept. But this is just Tropicana and Twist in Rhode. And now let's put this on the cheeks. It's gonna be so pretty. It's a coral with even a little bit more orange, which I think lends beautiful to the summer because it helps with that bronze effect. These again are gonna be buildable. So you're gonna get more pigmentation with the semi-glosses. You still get that shine. So on this side we have La Cienega, and this side we have Tropicana. Obviously the colors are different, but do you see how you still get a little bit more pigment with this one, but equally like you have that nice dewy kind of finish to it. So this was in one of my like original orders, and I mean, I think I've used like I mean, it's been like 5 years. I've used like 2 of these. This might be my second, and I'm about halfway through. So definitely, I think they did a really good job of nailing like the really popular and versatile shades. Now we're moving into some of the richer, more saturated tones. Okay, so this is Sangria. Now, Sangria is technically a satin. However, I will say it is a drier formulation. So even within our own formulations, I feel like we have different levels of matte versus satin, dry versus creamy, and this is gonna be one of the drier ones. So right now I have this paired on my lips with Wherever Walnut from Makeup Forever. This is Wherever Walnut. These Makeup Forever, if you're looking for long wear, these are them. They are really good. But I do feel for myself when I wear something that has a staining ability to it or is a little bit drier, because this is gonna act as a stain. On your lips, you can tap this on so lightly, which is what I did. You can eat, you can drink, and you're going to have that flush of color, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's gonna stay on your lips with some form of color for hours. If I wanted to build this up, I would add our Balm. I would mix it with Balm, and I can show you that here in a second. But this formulation is going to be a beautiful red. I would say it pulls a little bit more on the cooler side as opposed to orange. It leans a little bit more blue, and it's just a fan favorite. So let's put this, oh gosh, we have lighting changes coming in from the sun. Let's put this on the cheeks, and then I'll show you how you can build it up with Balm. But if you want this to be richer from the beginning or creamier from the beginning, just work your finger into it, knowing, like I said, it's going to act like a stain. It's great that way. So I work it into my brush, particularly these bold colors. It's so much easier on the cheeks to start light-handed and build up. See how you can just do really like that French girl flush of color? And it doesn't have to be nearly as pigmented as it looked in the pan, though you could certainly build it up if you want to. But this is kind of my preferred depth when I'm wearing something red on the cheeks, and I've already done like a little something on the eyes. But I think Sangria is a really good, solid red shade. Let's just clean up the edges. This is my brush that I've been like quickly reapplying. I'm not even color correcting, you guys. You know it's a crazy day when I'm not doing color correction. So I'm just diffusing those edges, grab my Balm, grabbing the multitasker brush, working it into the Balm, back of the hand. You could do this right into the pan, which is probably what I'm gonna do here in a second, but I just kind of wanna play mixologist for a minute. Now it's gonna give you just more of a hydrated finish if you just want a glossy finish, but we can also build it up into like a true satin lipstick. Uh-oh. Do you hear my son downstairs? So this is Sangria. The last but certainly not least shade is Rosewood. And Rosewood I have on my lips right now with Endless Cacao. Let me check. Yes, Endless Cacao. So this is Endless Cacao. It's that very rich brown, and I need something like that on the lips to offset the warmth of Rosewood. Rosewood is so great on the cheeks. It is also a satin formulation. It is on the drier side, but it's not as dry as Sangria. You will see it is rich, it is saturated, it is gorgeous. It reminds you of fall, obviously, but just paired with a bronzer and maybe a little Tropicana in the spring and summer, it's gonna be the most beautiful glow. It's also a really great shade, as is Sangria, Cherry, Nude for some deeper skin tones. Let's get this one going. Again, this is a really good one to wipe onto the hand. All of these really, this just makes application easier. A lot of people like dot them right onto the face, and I can do that with certain ones without lifting my makeup underneath. Isn't that so pretty? Or having something that's really difficult to blend. But at the end of the day, if you want to love the finish of your blush, your bronzer. You can do this with your contour, your main highlight shade. Like the more that you work it on, like within those bristles, the more diffused of the finish you get. So could you imagine this in the summer? Like put a little Tropicana up here for that glow, add it to some bronzer, it would be beautiful. So you'll see the difference in tones. Here we have the rich, like berry toned wine tone from Sangria. Over here, we have more warmth and that bronzy terracotta tone from Rosewood. Now, if this were me, and it is, so I'm gonna show you, I would pair this with the Coco lip oil that we have that has that little touch of gold, but this just feels so satisfying and so much more wearable for somebody like me who doesn't do matte. That combo, I think, is beautiful. What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm very excited to get to the spring tones. I already put one on, lips, cheeks. We'll talk in a minute, but let's do a quick review of the collection that is available. It's on the website now. It has just been revamped to include Nude, Black Cherry, Desert Sunset, Hollywood, Sangria, La Cienega, Tropicana, and Rosewood. So again, you have different tones, you have different finishes. It is a great collection, especially with the pretty significant discount you get if you are a lover of lip and cheeks and want to make sure that you have the ability to mix and match. That's a really good one. But you guys, let's talk spring. I am going to only swatch these because we will be here for 4,000 hours if I put them all on, and my face will be redder than it normally is. But I did change it. Do you guys see? This is strawberry shortcake. I love strawberry shortcake. I did pair it with the Maybelline lifter liner again that I showed you, and then topped it with Diamonds Are Forever, our lipstick that we have that is this beautiful sheer baby pink with these gold flecks in it. It's like the Tom Ford dupe. While we're on dupe day, it's like the Tom Ford dupe for less than half the price, and I have used so much. But this is strawberry shortcake with this, you guys, words are hard, with this over top lined with this. Let's get into some swatches of spring tones in all the different color families, different depths, a little something for everybody. Let's do a quick rundown so we know what we're working with here. This is Daylily, Tangerine Dream, Ducky, Naomi, Pop, Tiger Lily, Dahlia, Strawberry Shortcake, and then we have Cindy, Pink Lemonade, Marrakesh, Ruby, Sunshine State. We have two of our pressed pigments. This is Coral and this one is Guava. Then we have Raspberry, which looks just like the Dior powder, and Ultraviolet. I forgot the name, one of our newer ones. So there we go. What color family is calling to you? Do you like, so obviously we have something in the nude family here, but then we're moving into these kind of orange-based ones, to some that have a little pop of red, to more of our corally pinks, our true pinks, bright pink, deep pink, pressed pigments for powder purposes, and then our lavendery purples to purple. Let me know. Give me all the details in the comments as to, like, when you think spring and summer blush, what family of colors are you thinking? Holy moly, we have so many swatches and spring shades to choose from. I'm gonna see if I can do a quick rundown from memory. If not, I will make sure that this extensive graphic is listed on all of my socials. You can also email me. My email is in the description box below, and I will send it over to you with all of them labeled. But here we go. Ultraviolet, raspberry, sunshine state, guava, coral, daylily, tangerine dream, ducky, Naomi, pop, tiger lily, dahlia, strawberry shortcake, Cindy, pink lemonade, Marrakesh, and ruby. There you go, guys. This is spring on one arm right here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you're excited for spring makeup looks. There'll be so many coming. And once I get my Sephora order in from the Sephora sale, I did get a couple of powder blushes. So I'm gonna do a video on like layering, all the different ways that you can layer powders and creams, you know, how you can get more dimension, make sure you don't have any patchiness. So stay tuned, that will be coming up. But in the meantime, get your add to cart ready for your spring looks. And I hope today's video was really helpful to you. As always, I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you next week.